This is my life as a realtor and some of the crazy stories you don't want to miss, part 2. In case you missed it, and I don't know why you would in the world, why you would miss it, you would have to check out my first video. Gave you the long version of why I became a realtor, so here's the short version. Buying my first home was a real messy affair and didn't figure this realtor thing could be that hard. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't, but there's always a lot of humorous situations. I hope you feel compelled to give me an LOL in the comments below. First up on this segment is the cat house. It's another story of strange sounds, but these didn't sound human unless someone was severely hurt. And the first clue should have been the overwhelming smell of room fresheners. There's a reason why smells need to be masked. And that reason is, well, it's because there are bad smells in the home that the seller didn't think they could get rid of with something that smells better. Take care of the smell, don't try to mask it enough. The overwhelming room freshener is the first indication that there is a bad smell. Enough of that realtor rant anyway. All good on the first floor and the upstairs of this home, but the basement, the basement, was the cat version of the birds. They were everywhere, mostly in crates behind glass doors. It looked like a home version of PetSmart. Obviously, they were breeding these cats, as caged cats are not pets. Actually, it really made me pretty sad. Anyway, the smell was so much worse in the basement. We had to hold our noses. We didn't stay long, but did manage to annoy a very, very large cat that was in a cage that was built into the shelving by the fireplace. Seriously, I didn't even notice it was there. I'm thinking he was the daddy cat. Poor guy, poor guy. Needless to say, this was not the home for my buyers. Did I mention that I'm allergic to cats? It is a bad day. Now on to who is that in bed? Or maybe it should be, OMG, I think there's someone under those covers. We'd toured most of the upper part of this home, and yes, I said, hello, realtor, upon entering. We made our way to the basement, and I noticed on the listing that there was a bedroom in the basement. Well, it really should not have been listed as a bedroom as there was no window, but I digress again. That's a whole nother realtor rant and another subject. Anyway, after seeing the pool table, the buyers were discussing whether or not they really wanted the seller to leave it, and we made our way to the home theater, checked out the wine cellar. It was a nice house, honestly, and finally found the bedroom. As I recall, we were standing in the doorway discussing that the room was rather small and what other uses it could have. The twin bed was not nicely made. It looked like someone had just thrown a comforter on top of it when OMG, it moved. Silently walking over to the bed to check out the occupant, I found a young man still sound asleep. We didn't wake him up, and I'm sure he didn't even know that we were even there. Well, he didn't know at least until his parents came home. I did call the list agent to let her know. She called the owner, and apparently they didn't know their son was coming home from college. Glad I wasn't there when the parents did get home and found him, and he probably got a lecture. Last story is another squatter story. Obviously, squatters are squatting in vacant homes, right? Homes are never listed as being vacant on the MLS, but when scheduling a showing, a go and show is a pretty good indicator that the home is vacant, as no owner needs to approve the showing. And I would guess that most squatters are staying in lower priced homes. That was not the case in this instance. It was below the average price of homes in the area, but not what I would consider a low priced home, nor one where you would think there would be squatters. Anyway, upon unlocking the door, I yelled, hello, realtor. And before even I or my clients walked in, this guy comes to the door. There was a bunch of stuff inside and little kids were running around. The guy asked me, what are you doing here? And I told him that I was a realtor and that I had made an appointment to show the home. He then informed me that, well, he and his family had rented the home, had a year's lease, and had been told there wouldn't be any showings. Well, okay. I asked why there was a key in the lockbox, and he told me that the list agent hadn't made it over to remove the key yet, and the lockbox, and he wanted the key. Would I please give it to him? Well, no. The list agent, with whom I was totally annoyed with at this point, would have to give it to him, as he was the only one in contact with the owner. So we left. Felt like we'd wasted a bunch of time. I, of course, called the list agent, and I was pretty nice to him. And maybe I should have done that while I was there, but I guess I'm kind of glad I didn't. And surprise, he knew nothing about the home being rented. Contacted the owner, and it seems this guy and his family were just living there rent-free. I was told much later that the sheriff had to come and evict them. Evict someone who's not really renting, and I don't know, it just blows my mind. Anyway, I now consider them very scary people, and I'm glad I didn't push the issue any further. That's it for now. My name is Susan Roberts with Homes by Roberts Realty Group, brokered by eXp. I'm still a realtor, obviously. Signing off. Hope you enjoyed your crazy realtor stories.